guns. Gabriel Gonzaga headlined tonight's historic event 8 years ago. He stunned the world by crow-copping crow-cop, and he'd be forgiven if he was trying to emulate those crucial pre-fight preparations back in 2007. Well, he has had an illustrious career, winning titles and competing against the best in the world. He has also avenged previous blemishes, but as he waits to top tonight's bill, Mirko gets himself ready to set the record straight on his most stinging UFC outing. He's healthy, and we all know we're in for a real treat in Krakow.
We are back, John Pollock and Robin Black with you, and for the first time in his career, Jimmy Manuwa needing the judges to get the victory, going the distance with Jan Blachowicz. I'll say I was expecting a much more of an action fight from these two, but Jimmy Manuwa, he did what he needed to do, but we could tell that crowd in Poland, a lot of them were viewing that as the main event they came to see.
For sure. He is a star in Poland, no question about it. I found the fight to be really interesting because the sport of mixed martial arts is still evolving so quickly, unlike most other sports in the world, because of its age. And what we're seeing...
That Krokop, he has fantastic takedown defense. He's a very, very dangerous striker. Power puncher, power kicker. It's the left leg that you've got to watch out for. We were talking about Ben Henderson's thighs earlier. This guy's got the thickest thighs in the UFC. If one of those lands at the side of your head, he's going to put you to sleep, that's for sure.
Well, Gonzaga would like to rerun that contest from 2007. Mirko would like to rewrite the script. We are perfectly poised to see the next chapter.
Gabriel Gonzaga versus Mirko is a rematch of a fight that shocked the world.
They put me to lose to him, to make him fight for the title. But I said, I'm not gonna lose this fight.
If you look at Mirko Krokop's highlight reel, it is a highlight reel unlike any other highlight reel out there. It's left high kick after left high kick. Spectacular one-kick knockout. He is a real legend of mixed martial arts. The fact that Gabriel Gonzaga was able to do to him what Krokop did to so many others has got to be chewing away at the psyche of a great champion like Mirko Krokop. Mirko now has an opportunity for revenge.
Definitely this is going to be one of the most important fights in my life. I just want to rematch and I just want to beat him. It will give me motivation to train hard, motivation to fight harder than I would fight.
I think he's trying to prove to himself what he should not prove. Some people got me in the past. I don't look back and say, oh, I need to fight with this guy again. I don't care.
He should be under pressure. After this one, most likely he will be fired.
If I get him to the ground, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to win the fight. To have my hand raised is going to feel great.
I'm prepared, I'm ready, and I will beat him this time. He's finished.
Welcome back to the combat sports legend, Mirko Krokop. There is simply not enough time to adequately introduce Krokop and describe his career achievements, but I will say that his highlight reel includes some of the most chilling knockouts in fight sports history. For now, let's focus on his current ambitions. He is here tonight to settle a score, to seek a sporting revenge on Gabriel Gonzaga. A lot has surfaced about Krokop's earlier spells with the UFC, and it seems he was hampered by injury troubles and underestimated the importance of preparing for key elements like the octagon, using elbows and different climates. However, a rejuvenated Cro Cop stands before us now. He has addressed all the aspects of the game. He is 7-1 in kickboxing and 3-1 in mixed martial arts since his last UFC fight. He is healthy, relaxed, and single-minded regarding his ambitions. And Dan, that is a very exciting thing to hear as a fan.
I'm so excited to see Cro Cop. I'm so honoured to be calling his fight as well. I mean, let's just put it into perspective what this guy's achieved in his career. A few years ago, Pride Fighting Championships, all your old school mixed martial arts fans will remember, he beat 3 UFC heavyweight champions in a row. Wow. He's got wins over Mark Coleman, Kevin Randleman, and 3 wins over Josh Barnett. I mean, that alone is enough of a resume to put him in the Hall of Fame for me. And personally, I think this song should be retired when he hangs up his gloves, because no one should ever come out to this song again. I think it's Cro Cop. As soon as I hear it, I get goosebumps, and it's been on my mind all day.
It's officially off limits, otherwise you'll have to answer to Dan Hardy. The 2006 Pride Grand Prix champion is back with us here at the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Welcome back, Mirko Cro Cop. Gabriel Gonzaga travels from his home in the United States to headline this historic event in Poland, and he will face the man who he beat in outstanding fashion, which really put his name in lights and changed his life. Before that fight in 2007, he was a part-time athlete and was considering retiring due to the pressure on his family. But when the former Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion flipped the script on Cro Cop, his life changed forever. He has continued to be a deadly opponent in the octagon, finishing all of his victories. He is a firm believer that being a finisher is the true definition of mixed martial arts. So tonight, once again, he wants to finish the fight as soon as possible.
Again, John, Gonzaga, another legend in the sport, a heavyweight of heavyweights, metaphorically and physically. And a talented guy, he can finish the fight anywhere it goes. He's dangerous no matter what happens in this fight tonight. Cro Cop has got to be on his A game. He's got to be the best Cro Cop we've seen in the recent years. And this win over Gonzaga will mean so much to Cro Cop. I just can't imagine how much effort and energy Cro Cop has invested in this, and how much pressure is on Gonzaga to come in and replicate one of the best performances of his career. Yeah. It's a huge ask for both guys, and that's when we see great performances.
Gonzaga grew up in a middle-class family in Rio de Janeiro and trained for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for self-defense. He became a world champion, did mixed martial arts for curiosity and to help his friends train, and in 2000 didn't stop, found that it was a way to a better life for him and his family, and he's continued with that motivational theme, and that really drives him to mixed martial arts competition. He now has his own team, Team Link. He's looking to increase the exposure there, and tonight again he is using the handle of Mirko Cro Cop to bring a great big spotlight on his career, and all he's got to do is rerun that 2007 script down. Easy as pie.
Yeah, easier said than done, I think.
Tonight's main event, Tail of the Tape, is sponsored by Unibet, the official betting partner of the UFC. So we see the Brazilian Gabriel Gonzaga is the younger fighter by some 5 years. And despite both Gonzaga and Krokop being the same height, the Croatian will be giving away 3 inches in reach. With the main introductions done, here's the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Mark Collette, Howard Hughes, and Andy Haig. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Leon Roberts. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, live from Krakow, Poland, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a striker holding a professional record, 30 wins, 11 losses, 2 draws, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 232 pounds. Fighting out of Zagreb, Croatia, presenting the 2006 Pride World Grand Prix champion, Mirko. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter holding a professional record, 16 wins, 9 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 255 pounds. Fighting out of Ludlow, Massachusetts, by way of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Gabriel
Gentlemen, center of the cage. Gentlemen, you both know the rules, you both know what I expect. Protect yourselves at all times, obey my instruction at all times. If I ask for a break, I expect a good, clean break. Fight hard, fight fair, fight clean. Touch gloves, back to your corners.
Well, there wasn't a touch of gloves in their first contest. They touched them up for this one, however. So Leon Roberts is tasked with overseeing our main event. It is the main event attraction, and therefore it is 5 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. This is the top of the bill, the rematch, the one that we have been waiting for.
I gotta say, no one does it like Bruce Buffer for the main event. Krokop pushing forward a little bit here. A couple of feints. Gonzaga doing the same thing as he was doing in the first fight. Ooh, it was a good straight right from Gonzaga there. Got Krokop's attention. Straight back to the centre of the octagon though.
Krokop pulled in Stipe Miocic for this fight camp. He too has a contest coming up with Mark Hunt.
Good footwork by Krokop there to get into safety.
In Krokop's corner is Stipe Druz, former WBC heavyweight champion, and he really enjoyed honing his boxing for this camp. Getting his hands going. Still said that kick is there whenever he needs it. He could wake up cold in the middle of the night and throw it out there.
Gonzaga trying to push forward again a second ago and land a couple of shots, but Krokop did a good job of getting out of the way.
Gonzaga had put the first contest very much behind him and said the gap between the 2 fights mean that they are completely different athletes.
Right on the edge of my seat, John. I just feel there's a kick coming any second. And that's how I feel all the way through Krokop's fights. No matter who he's fighting and how the fight's going, I'm always expecting that left head kick to come. And I'm pretty sure his opponent's doing the same thing. Oh, a body kick there from Gonzaga.
Krokop was talking to me about the use of the kick. He's not one to go for the legs. Says you need at least 20. That gives 20 opportunities to check it. You could injure yourself. However, body kicks and head kicks, it could just take the one and you could earn your paycheck right there.
Watch how Gonzaga puts so much weight on that front leg. He really leans towards that front leg so he can throw his right hand with power. It's an unusual technique, but I think, to be honest, that was partly what disguised the kick in the first fight, because his right hand came very similar in movement to the head kick. Oh, Gonzaga gets the takedown.
Straight in on the hips, drags it down to the mat.
Now Cro Cop, aware that those elbows were a factor in the last fight, he's going to be cautious of not letting them land too often in this one.
That was a long time ago. He has a fantastic setup at his home, actually, which is where he trains. Calls in, obviously, some of the best guys in the world to help him prepare for contests.
And Stipe Miocic said that people are going to be surprised because Cro Cop's good everywhere. And I believe it. I mean, he's been in there against some of the best. It's a big boy to have on top of you, Gonzaga. It must be difficult to get him moving. Cro Cop just being defensive so far. Oh, and Gonzaga passes to Mount.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Gabriel Gonzaga. He's a decorated, competitive Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player as well. 9 submission victories on his record, but at the moment...
Oh, beautiful! Ankle lock attempt from Cro Cop. Oh, an ankle lock attempt from Gonzaga. Cro Cop's looking to peel those legs off. That looks nasty. That's almost like a front, like a straight ankle lock, but it comes straight over the top with a big right hand.
So Cro Cop still on his back. I think with a minute left to count down in round number 1.
I think that'd be more of a surprise than the head kick knockout, is if Cro Cop submitted Gonzaga.
With a heel hook.
With a heel hook. With the kick that he knocked him out with.
So Gonzaga controlling the frame of Cro Cop, looking to choose his moments to strike.
There's one elbow got through just there. Gonzaga not as busy as he was in the previous fight.
As you said, Mirko, Cro Cop is very good at equalising the scores.
Most definitely. That was a nice little elbow from Cro Cop from the bottom as well. Perhaps an evolution to his games. I know he's not keen on elbows. Okay, another elbow there on the finish. And we're already deeper in to the fight than the first one.
This is the 2015 Mitsubishi Mirage. This is how colorful it is. This is how safe it is. This is how safe it feels. This is its fuel economy. This is where you'll be happy about it. This is when you'll be happy about it. This is what it costs. And this is what it affords you more of. Get to know the 2015 Mitsubishi Mirage. With a 10-year warranty, you'll be spending a long time together.
Hey there, boxing fans. Each and every week, KOTV Boxing Classics brings you historic bouts featuring legends of the sport. We've got you a ringside seat to see some of the very best in action. It's KOTV Boxing Classics every week, right here on Fight Network.
So we're all set now to see round number 2 of this anticipated rematch.
You ready to fight? Bring it on.
A little bit of blood on the top of the head from Cro Cop for one of those elbows that on Gonzaga's heads from the elbows that Cro Cop landed from guard. It's another string to his bow that could definitely have an effect in this fight.
Stalking one another in the centre of the octagon. Big right kick from Gonzaga. Cro Cop familiar with that.
Very patient from Cro Cop, just not opening up a great deal yet. Oh!
Very much colliding in the centre of the octagon there.
Oh, there's a head kick. Gonzaga ducks underneath. Mirko scrambles back to his feet, does a good job to get to the fence. Oh, that was a low knee.
It was indeed. Straight to the sacred apparatus of Mirko Krokop.
Just keep him up for me. He's on the belt line. On the belt line.
Oh dear.
Okay. Fine.
Oh, he seems okay.
Straight back in.
Wants to go straight in again. Well, it looks to me like Gonzaga has drilled the counters to head kicks.
Yeah,
he was straight in on that.
Which is going to make Krokop hesitant. I'd love to see him throw a knee from the back leg. See if that makes a difference to the attack. And we know that he's got a thunderous body kick as well. We saw that against Vanderlei Silva, and I'm blanking on the other guy's name. Magomedov, I believe it was. It was in Pride, and the bruising came up immediately.
So many to choose from, Dan. I think we'll be excused from calling them to memory.
Beautiful uppercut and a scramble from Krokop, trying to stay on his feet. Good takedown from Gonzaga.
Big lift on the left leg of Krokop, unsettled the balance, and a trip takes this down to the mat with Gonzaga in the dominant position. Shoulder pressure from the pal.
I have to say, you can visibly see the nerves on the faces of Krokop's corner team when the fight hits the ground. They clearly know where Krokop wins this fight, and they want the fight to be contested there.
And actually, not a lot of noise coming from them.
No. Oh, and Gonzaga takes mount again. Krokop doing a good job of getting back to half guard.
Looking to neutralise.
Not looking to expend.
Gonzaga.
Yeah, not looking to expend any energy here. Waiting for the referee to step in and intervene.
Certainly not one to be looking to work off his back, and why would you against such a decorated
He pushes,
grappler?
and he looks for a leg lock again. Beautiful shot from the bottom from Krokop, and another one. Oh, and a beautiful elbow.
They're calling these elbows on.
Very nice.
Of the Croatian corner.
Gonzaga looking to try and wear Krokop down, perhaps. Doesn't seem to be progressing a great deal in his position. Oh, and he passes again to mount.
Yeah.
And grapevines the legs. That's a difficult position for Krokop to get out of.
Yeah, he's going to find it very difficult to rearrange his base, and certainly won't be able to shift Gonzaga around very easily.
Now's the time to go, push on the hips and perhaps work for an ankle lock again.
Gonzaga's making himself super heavy on top here, Dan. Really trying to suffocate Krokop at the same time.
You just can't prepare for chest hair like that, John. This is a bad position, that's a high mount. Gonzaga can really put some leverage into these punches.
Yeah, he's reaching high. Any high, he's going to get some snow on those gloves. Trying to push that onto the chin of Mirko Krokop.
Krokop not looking at any kind of escape at the moment. Gonzaga possibly looking to set up an armbar or something here. Here we go.
Goes the S mount.
Krokop's wise to it, pulls his elbows to the sides.
35 seconds in round number 2.
Looking to get some purchase on the fence, see if he can kick off and make some space. Gonzaga briefly looked for an Americana on the right arm of Krokop.
Gonzaga really taking his time. It's a 5-round fight. Oh, that is a cutting elbow.
Oh, and again, that was a solid one to the chin of Krokop.
Really nice use of the wrist control and just turning that elbow over. Again, looking for that S-mount. Is he going to start switching his hips?
Good work from Gonzaga on the top.
And an injury to Mirko Krokop.
Your empire is how the world will remember you. It's where your dreams come to life. But you must not delay. Plan quickly, build quickly, or be destroyed quickly. Will you build an empire that lasts forever? Will you be my hero?
Game of War. Play for free now from the App Store.
3 Days Grace return with the brand new album Human.
featuring the smash hits Painkiller, I Am Machine, and the new single Human Race. 3 Days Grace, Human, available now.
Crow Cop. You can see the swelling comes up immediately.
Pretty nasty cut suffered by Mirko Crow Cop.
You ready to fight? Fortunately to the side of the eye, so it doesn't look like it's going to affect the fight at all. But certainly shows the success that Gonzaga's having on the ground.
Gonzaga leaving his mark again on the former Pride champion.
Patient from both guys again.
Yeah.
I can't help but feel that Crow Cop thinks that he may have 1 or 2 good shots before Gonzaga pushes forward. And I know from my own experience, it does make you very tentative. It makes you very selective of what you're going to throw and always thinking twice before you do it. Sometimes you just got to throw caution to the wind and just go for it. And unfortunately, in that second round, when he did and he threw the high kick, he paid for it and ended up on the floor. There again for the takedown. Beautiful defense from Crow Cop there.
Maximum concentration needed from both of these heavyweights.
When it comes to takedown defense from Crow Cop, it's not so much about technique. If you go back into his career, maybe watch his fight against Mark Coleman in Pride, his takedown defense was impeccable. But a lot of the time when fighters start to get older and slower, it's the reaction times that suffer.
Gonzaga closes the distance. He's pressing his frame against Crow Cop with his back to the fence. Crow Cop comes back to the UFC after defeating Olympic gold medal winner Ishii.
Gonzaga pushes for the takedown again. Crow Cop double underhooks, lifts him back up.
Not a lot happening here as the referee takes a closer look.
The other thing to remember is that this is a 5-round fight, so we have 2 more rounds after this one. These guys could potentially be pacing themselves.
Big swing and a miss there from
Gonzaga shoots
Gonzaga.
again. Good work by Crow Cop there to keep the fight on the feet. He was all over that takedown then. And another good shot on the inside. Gonzaga looks right for a second. He's wobbly on his legs. Crow Cop looking to land some shots while Gonzaga's hurt. He's coming the end of the fight. Crow Cop is pouring it on. Gonzaga rolls to his back.
Big shots now coming in from Mirko Crow Cop. Ironically, it was the elbow that set it up, the very elbows that he believes were his detriment in their first outing. And the crowd here in Poland are now on their feet. They smell something significant here in the third.
It's been the best shot of the fight so far. Gonzaga looks to have his wits about him again. Looks like he's turning for an armbar, but Crow Cop pouring on the pressure again. Beautiful elbow to the head.
Huge left elbow arcing over the defences of Gabriel Gonzaga. They're not cutting, they're concussive.
Oh, and again to the jaw. Beautiful, great work by Crow Cop. Oh, and there's a big climb on Gonzaga's face. Crow Cop smells the end. He knows it's coming. Gonzaga's struggling. Leon Stansis. It's not the
Mirko Crow Cop settles the score in Poland. What a comeback from the legend. It's been an absolute pleasure to be Octagon side for this one, as Mirko Crow Cop turns things around off the fence, lands an elbow, drops Gonzaga, and uses further elbows to bring about the end to this contest.
That was amazing.
Could you write it any more beautifully, Dan?
Let's take a look at this replay. So we're going to have a look at the short shot that landed from Crow Cop. A beautiful elbow there to the temple of Gonzaga. Rocks him. Gonzaga's wobbly on his feet. Falls to the floor. Let's have a close look at that elbow. Beautifully placed and timed. Wow. A new string to Crow Cop's bow that we've not seen before. And he knew that Gonzaga was hurt, hanging on. And he poured on the pressure. Not recklessly though, placing the shots perfectly. Landed some great elbows, opened up a cut. Gonzaga turned away and Leon Roberts stepped in and saved him. That was a beautiful performance from the veteran and legend Mirko Crocop.
And just to explain myself more thoroughly, Mirko Crocop believed it was the elbows that he suffered against Gonzaga which set him back and allowed that head kick to land, and that is why I believe they will be so sweet, or the fashion in which he's won he will enjoy so much as he claims his victory, gets his rematch and settles the score. Cries of Mirko ring around the Turon Arena. Very happy crowd to see him back. So let's send it inside and make it all official. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Leon Roberts has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 30 seconds of round number 3, declaring the winner by TKO, Mirko Crocop.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner. Wow, the legend Mirko Crocop returns. Elbows, a new string to your bow perhaps. What does it feel like to get that win and that payback?
Prvo bih želio pozdraviti sve Hrvate u dvorani, sve one koji su potegli iz Hrvatske da me gledaju, sve one koji su navijali za mene pred malim ekranima, a poseban pozdrav za moju ekipu iz Privlake koja je potegnula do Krakova da me da podršku.
Well,
concerning the fight, I feel great. It was our strategy. There was 5 rounds in front of us, and we made a plan. 2 rounds. Doesn't matter, win or lose, just to stay calm, and we believed that 3rd round or 4th will be the last one.
And obviously that first fight, those elbows that he landed on you in the first fight were very pivotal in the finish, as you've admitted yourself. Was that something that you wanted to focus on in this fight to get some payback? Obviously you opened up a big cut and you damaged him really badly with a standing elbow. Talk me through the use of the elbows and how that's integrated into your game.
Well, during preparation we were training how to throw elbows, how to defend elbows, of course. And it worked.
It was a beautiful performance. It's such an honor for me to be calling your fight. So what comes next for you now? You've got the rematch, you've got the victory. What comes next?
First thing I will do is take a shower, and we are going home for Croatia in about 1.5 hours. We have our own transport, not plane.
Excellent. And back to the gym, back to training, or will you take some time off?
Exactly. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks. I will take a rest and then training again.
Yeah? So we're going to see you again?
Of course. Thank you very much. Thank you, Krakow. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mirko Crocop, give it up!
So Mirko Crocop celebrates his victory with his team, Team Crocop. Going to take a drive back home to Croatia this evening and have those celebrations with his loved ones. His wife and his 2 sons will be waiting for him when he gets home. And what a fantastic victory that was. Settles the score with Gabriel Gonzaga. We spoke about an ache and an itch. It's scratched, it's done. Now with that victory, Dan, that puts Mirko Crocop at 22 finishes in UFC Pride WC Strikeforce history, putting some distance between him and his old buddy Wanderlei.
Yeah, I mean, look at that, 22 finishes, and I don't think there's been one more dramatic than that. I mean, obviously we see all the head kick knockouts, we know what Gonzaga's great, Crocop's great at, but to use those elbows against Gonzaga and to get that win from a standing elbow to the finish on the floor, it was a fantastic performance and a new string to Crocop's bow, and we're going to see him again. That's very exciting.
Mirko Crocop said when he re-signed with the Ultimate Fighting Championship, it was because he wasn't done. There are a couple of things that are irking him, which he wants to put right. He said he was healthy, he said he's put a lot of stuff in his past, and tonight he proved that he is doing this for himself and he can be a successful mixed martial arts fighter for a long time yet.
Artist as well.
Very good point.
The elbows is something that's new to his game. weren't allowed to use elbows in Pride. We've not really seen him use elbows in any of his previous fights, and obviously with the elbows that Gonzaga landed, they affected him, and when the fight was stood back to his feet, he wasn't comfortable, he was dazed, and that was a huge effect. So obviously he learned the value of elbows, and he's got a great team behind him, put a fantastic game plan together to prepare for that, elbow attacks and elbow defenses, and it paid off perfectly. What a beautiful performance.
Fantastic stuff. Well, the UFC will keep on delivering on April the 11th, the 18th, beg your pardon. UFC Fight Nights